Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my story time. I did film this before and I was playing back the footage. One, I hated the footage because two things. I didn't like how I looked in it, and two, there was so much noise in the background. It was ridiculous. So y'all know how that goes. There was no tuning that out. I tried to do everything I can to tune that noise out. Girl, it was not working, okay? This is a okay, I can't do this. No, I can't. We going back to regular. We going back to regular here. This is going to be my story time of the worst experience ever, at least for me. This is a highly requested video. If you guys kind of wanted to know my experience with me moving out here in the city. Technically, I'm not in the city, I'm in Jersey, but it's like right by the city. So the people that live around here kind of know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and get started. This is gonna be a long one. Let's go ahead and start off with this happening pretty much in mid-August. So I was already pretty much looking for apartments the whole summer. I had a plan to move out in September. That was a plan that I had originally had, but obviously you always want to start looking in before so you're well prepared to move out when you guess the move. So I was having a hard time. It was literally so hard finding a legit place out in the city. I looked in Queens, in Brooklyn, in Manhattan. Girl, I pretty much looked everywhere. And I also wanted to make sure that when I was traveling to work, it wasn't extremely a long commute. So that was another thing that was really important to me. I already had in my mind that I wanted to move either somewhere in Brooklyn or in Jersey because it's pretty close to Manhattan. It honestly does not take that long to get into the city from Jersey. So those were the two areas that I wanted to kind of keep my eye out on. And preferably it was probably going to be Jersey just because it was more inexpensive. And yeah, that's pretty much it, just because it was going to be more inexpensive. I knew I didn't really want to do roommates, and there was only a certain situation where I considered to do roommates because I really love this girl. She's so dope. But I kind of knew I wanted to be by myself just because I've had history doing, having a roommate situation, and honestly, they just, I don't know. Personally for me, they don't always go the best. So it's kind of like a big gamble. I also didn't want to live with someone I didn't know and someone completely random. That just kind of freaked me out. And on top of that, fact that I do YouTube, I don't know, it weirded me out. So I knew what I was kind of looking for. So I had one of my really close friends actually help me look for apartments out in Jersey, and we did look at a few which were not up to par. They were definitely in the budget, but they were not up to par, and I was really surprised with what they had to offer, especially in the price. I was like, oh my god, I can get more than what I'm trying to get for with the price of apartments that I'm looking for in Jersey. So that was kind of something that I already knew that I had in mind when I wanted to move. Anyways, this situation happened extremely fast. And I would say it happened literally in the matter of a couple of days. I was already having a hard time obviously looking for apartments. So my friend was like, hey, why don't you just look up under my management company, if they have apartments. I've been leasing under with them for so many years, have never had any issues with them. Honestly, I recommend them. I was like, okay, totally. So we would always kind of keep an eye out on this website to see if any apartments went up for rent. And especially in the area that I moved to, the apartments go up like this. It is there one day, it is gone the next day. That's how fast the apartments are going in Jersey right now, especially because a lot of people are kind of figuring out that it's a lot cheaper, and it's getting so expensive in all the other places, as far as in Brooklyn and some places in Queens. So Jersey's kind of the place to go, One day he was like, dude, this apartment just went up for rent. You need to check it out. And I was like, okay. I was literally at work and I was like, all right, chill, dude. And it was right in my budget, in a decent area. Transit was extremely close, which was something so major for me. And the building looked pretty nice and legit. The problem is with this management company is that they're only open from Monday through Friday. Well, guess what? Your girl only works from Monday through Friday. So I was like, how am I gonna do this, dude? So I literally called the management company myself just kind of get information. What are the requirements for this apartment, and do you guys possibly do any showings in the weekends? Like, I need to like look at this. And they were basically letting me know that people are already inquiring about the apartment. So I was like, oh my god, this is it. Like, I just had a feeling like this apartment was it. This was it for me. Let me let you know, sometimes I don't make the wisest decisions, obviously. So he was kind of just, you know, reassuring me like, dude, you need to get on this. This is in your budget. It's what you're looking for. It's in the location that you're looking for. Like, get on it. So I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Called my friend and I said, you need to go look at the apartment for me. He was like, excuse me? I was like, you need to go look at it for me. Take a video of the apartment. Let me know if you like it. The fact that he's already been looking with me for apartments, he already kind of knew what I was looking for and stuff like that. So he's like, all right, I'll go look today. So he went that same day. I called the management company, let them know I have someone coming by. They want to take a look at the apartment for me, and based on that decision, you know, I'll pretty much apply for the place. So he came to look at it, took video of the apartment. It looked decent, perfect location. He said the super here was really, really nice, and I need to hop on it because it's gonna go by pretty fast. And other people were already looking at it. So I was like, oh my god. So when he sent me the videos, I sent it to my mom. She's like, yeah, it looks pretty decent. You're gonna be by yourself, you know, you don't really need like a lot. So I called the company and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna apply for the place. I found out how much it cost to apply for the credit check and all that stuff, and it was fudging $200. Come again? How much is it? The most I've ever heard to apply for an apartment is like 50 bucks. I was like, yo, y'all are ripping me a good one. So I took the gamble. I applied for the place. They're like, we will let you know by tomorrow if you qualify for the place. There's also 2 other candidates that are interested as well. So I pushed through my application because honestly, you guys, I knew that I wasn't gonna find this anytime soon. Like, what this place had to offer, I knew I was not gonna find this anytime soon. And it was already in mid-August, so I was just like, dude, why not? Let's try it out. So I sent over all the information that I needed to send, and I sent the $200, everything. And long story short, they called me the next day and they're like, we just want to let you know that because you were the first one that applied for it, you are the first one to qualify. Congratulations, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. I was just so happy because I finally approved for the place and I was gonna be on my own, you guys. Wow, I was gonna be on my own out here in the East Coast. I was doing it, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely a moment of accomplishment for me because who would have thought? Like, I totally could have moved back to Cali and I just didn't give up. And it was just a really great moment for me because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be by myself in my own place. This is amazing. And then I have one of my really, really good friends who's only like probably less than 5 minutes driving, 20-minute walking distance. So I just felt like comfortable, you know. It was such a great feeling. I was really, really happy. So they're like, when are you looking to move in? And at the time I was like, you know what, well, I already got approved for it, so the sooner the better, right? So they're like, the apartment will be available. We can have it available by the 15th. I was like, great. So I had to, it was a hassle to like having to take time off work, going to the place, signing the lease and turning in the rent money and the deposit money, which is a fucking arm and a leg out here, let me tell you, girl. And obviously I was already saving up for a place too as well. So then I started getting really, really stressed because I, mind you, moved out here with only my clothes and that's pretty much it, and my makeup, that's it. Like my vanity, I repurchased it out here. So when I was moving into this place, I was like, oh my god, I literally have nothing. Like all I have is my clothes and my vanity and that's it. How am I gonna do this? How? And I'm typically, which is kind of a bad trait, I'm a very impatient person. I like to just almost have things all at once. Like, I know realistically that's not gonna happen, but I just, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just, you want to be able to have things furnished. So that was something that was really stressing me out. On top of that, this apartment didn't even have a refrigerator. So I don't know if that's like a New Jersey law where it's not a requirement to supply a refrigerator for your tenants, which is kind of crazy to me. So I actually had to fork out money to buy a fridge, which they are not cheap, okay? Refrigerators are not cheap at all. So that was another stress because that was already taking money out of my pocket into stuff that I could have used to furnish my apartment. Also, buying a bed is extremely, extremely expensive. So I started getting really, really stressed out. Yeah. Okay. That week, I pretty much decided I was going to move, and T couldn't help me move because he already planned out a weekend to go out to Puerto Rico. So I was like, shit, how the hell am I going to do this? So I had to set up everything like literally in a matter of pretty much a week. And I was stressed out because I didn't know anyone that had a car in the city. A lot of the people that I know are mostly girls, and the guys that I know, I mean, you don't really own a car. You don't need to own a car in the city. And I totally could have rented a car, but my smart ass completely lost my driver's license, which I just was able to, because I went to Cali, I was able to go and finally get a new one. So I couldn't even just rent a car. And on top of that, it's like, how am I gonna do this? Girl, how am I gonna do this? So I had, my guy friend was the only person that was really able to really help me out. I had a friend that was actually able to offer me some help. They're like, dude, we're getting a moving truck. We're moving also as well. Don't worry, girl, I got you. I got you. It's like, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. So she really offered her help. I was super, super thankful. And that whole week was passing by, and I was just getting like, I stressed myself out way more than I should have, but I was getting super, super stressed because just imagine kind of being on your own. You don't really have anything, and it's just, it gets really stressful because you're trying to find the best deals, and y'all know. You know, I don't have to explain it, but y'all know. Thursday comes around, I'm picking up my keys on Friday, moving Saturday and Sunday because I obviously, and that's another thing too, I asked the management company if I can move in the weekend right before the 15th because the 15th was on a Monday for one, and I can't really take time off work. So Thursday rolls around and my friend hits me up and she was like, girl, she's like, what? She's like, something came up and unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to help you move. That really, really stressed me out because I'm trying to budget out as much as I can, and let me tell you, your girl was going broke. I'm gonna be 110% honest with you because there was a lot of stuff I had to fork out money for. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to basically get movers. I'm just gonna have to get movers. So Thursday and Friday, I pretty much had to figure out last minute how I was gonna get movers to help me move to my apartment. And I finally was able to find a moving company. So I was like, you know what, it's cool. I found a moving company, it's all right, like I'll figure it out. I think I was really stressed out, obviously, because just figuring out how I was gonna do it all, like buying a bed and everything, and then, you know, T wasn't there, and that was kind of hard for me as well, you know, and he already had his trip planned, so it was a lot because I know he would have been a really big help. And then I had my other friend. I just needed kind of like the comfort and just, you know, I was going through emotionally a lot at that time. The weekend comes and I pick up my keys on Friday. I'm packing up all my stuff up, and I don't have a lot of boxes because pretty much it's just all clothes, shoes, and my vanity and my makeup stuff. So I don't have a lot. So honestly, like, the movers were expensive. It's kind of ridiculous how much you have to pay for movers. And then I had to set up like my internet, my phone. I don't have a TV here yet. Like, I have a couple TVs in Cali that I have to ship over here, but that wasn't even something that I was even like worried about because little by little. And I had to sleep on an air mattress for about 3 weeks, probably almost a month. So the weekend rolls around, Saturday hits, I get up early, I come here, literally slept on the floor, which messed up my hip so bad for a few hours just to make sure, because they give you a time frame of when the internet is going to come and get hooked up, and then also my refrigerator was going to get delivered. So I had to stay here for a few hours, and then this. It was probably the hottest day in New York that day. I'm pretty sure it hit over 100 degrees. It might have been like 100 and something. So I was like, of course, this would happen to me. It would fucking happen to me. Why not? Everything's already going wrong. Let's just add another thing on top of it, girl. We got you covered, okay? So I luckily had my friend able to stay here for the internet situation going on, and I had to book it back to the city for the movers. The movers were gonna get to my house by 3 o'clock. I still had a couple boxes I had to pack up, so I left my place by 1:30. I get into the city, roll around the city around 2-ish, and I get a phone call. I'm like, Atlanta, Georgia, who's this? Who's calling me? So I pick up, and the guy's like, hi, I'm here at your place. Mind you, this is around 2:30. I get off at the World Trade Center, and it is crazy ass traffic. I'm thinking I already have a little bit of time, you know? And I'm like, who? Like, what do you mean you're at my place? Who is this? He's like, oh, it's the so-and-so moving company. I'm already here. I actually finished my last job, so I came here early. Is that okay? And I'm like, oh my God, okay. So when I actually rented my movers, I rented them for a 2-hour span because it's so close to get to where I moved to, and I didn't have a lot of stuff. Like, it shouldn't take no more than freaking 2 hours. So I was like, oh my God, you know, I'll try to get there as soon as I can. So I was trying to catch a cab because it was just the train that I take. It would have took me way too long to basically get where I needed to go. It took me like probably 20 minutes to catch a taxi. It was kind of ridiculous. The traffic was absolutely insane. I'm telling you, everything that could have possibly just gotten in my way that day almost freaking did. So basically it took me almost an hour to get home. So I get there and I roll up and I see the big like moving van or whatever. And I kind of see like this puny little guy sitting in there. And I was like, please, why? Like, dude, I almost feel like I'm bigger than this guy. Like, really? So I knock on the window and he's like sweating bullets in his van. So I'm like, hi, you know, I'm here, I'm moving, blah, blah, blah. I let him into my place and I let him know I still have, you know, a couple things I need to pack up. I started noticing that he was moving fairly slow. Like, girl, really slow. I see what you're trying to do, boo-boo. That ain't gonna work. You're trying to get me for my money. Like, he was moving slow. He wanted me to surpass the 2 hours so he can get paid more. We ain't gonna do that here in this environment situation. No, boo-boo. We ain't gonna do that here, okay? So I started hauling ass and moving in boxes. I was taking boxes myself into the van. Like, let's say, for example, there's 20 boxes. I probably took 15 of them by myself. Like, it was crazy. So I was like, dude, are you fucking serious? Like, I'm basically gonna have to do this by myself, help them carry out the vanity stuff by myself. He also fucked up my vanity because he nicked it really bad on the bottom. So it's almost like lopsided on one side. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. Just be really careful with my equipment. Like, that was the one thing that I was super picky about. And let's get going. So we were able to pack up the van really quick, and I was like, you know what, I'll do this, I'll come back for this stuff later. I get in the van, close the door, and it is scorching hot, like hotter outside. It's hot, it's hotter than outside in the van. So he puts on the AC, turns it on full blast, and I just feel hot ass air. Girl, hot, I'm already sweating, okay? Hot ass air hitting my face and my chest. So I was kind of like tapping and I was like, I don't think your air conditioning is working. He's like, no, it works. And I'm like touching his side and I'm like, oh, maybe you can feel it. I don't really feel it on my side. No, you just gotta give it like a few minutes. So we started rolling off, had the windows up, and we were moving along. About 5 minutes passed by, 10 minutes passed by. I'm sweating, girl, sweating. I'm telling you, it was literally over 100 degrees. And I was like, I don't think your air conditioner is working. So I look over to him and I notice he's sweating too. He's quiet, doesn't make any conversation. It was just like an awkward car ride. He's like, yeah, I don't think it's working. You know, it works when it wants to. And I'm like, okay, can I put the, I'm starting to roll the window out. Can I put the, no. He's like, do not roll the window down. Just let the air go. And I was like, okay, sure. Just don't kill me, okay? Like, I took a picture of the license plate and I sent it to my friend. I'm like, just in case if I die. Because it was just kind of like, it was a really sketch type of situation. Like I said, he didn't want to talk to me at all. I tried a good conversation. It was not working out. So we finally get into my building, moving, and there's like 2 different doors to enter into my building. So I start hauling ass and bringing in boxes by myself. I called my friend from upstairs, and you know, when I need something done, like, I'm on it. That's just how it is. So I was like, you know what, dude, just hold the door. Don't worry about helping me out. Like, you've done more than enough today. This guy's being mad slow. I don't know what his problem is. He was just being really, really slow. Like, I pretty much was basically moving everything by myself, and the only thing I really got help was with my vanity. And I was just like, dude, you know what? I'm not fucking tipping his ass, because I know what the hell he's gonna do. Like, I know what he's doing. He had attitude with me. He's being mad slow. He's trying to run the clock over. Like, no. Then they gave me a straight price, and then he like bumped up $20 on top of that price. So I was already irritated, because I'm like, you really are no help. You're no fucking help to me. Sorry, bro. You're no help. So I didn't even argue with him, because by that time I was like, just get out of here, you know? Could have argued about the price, and I was like, whatever, just get the hell out of here. He leaves, and my friend's like, dude, you are sweating crazy. And I'm like, well, let me tell you why. That's because it had to be the fucking hottest day to move out here, and 2, this motherfucker, air conditioning didn't work, and he wouldn't let me put the damn window down, okay? That's why I'm sweating profusely. So I probably lost, like, I swear to God, 3 pounds that day. Like, it was intense. Finally, I get all my shit moved in, and I ended up going back into the city that night, because I don't have a bed here, obviously. My whole mattress situation was another ordeal. I basically waited a month for my just for FedEx. I fucking hate FedEx. I waited for a month for my mattress to get delivered. It was supposed to be delivered on the 12th of August, and it didn't get delivered, and it didn't get delivered to my apartment until after September. Yeah, I had to fight with FedEx a lot. It was a girl. I went back into the city, spent the night there on Saturday, and came back here on Sunday and spent the night here on Sunday. It starts getting better. Let me tell you. So finally, I am resting on the mirror mattress. I'm getting ready for work, and I'm just chilling, doing my makeup, playing my music, you know, just doing my thing. And all of a sudden, I look to my left, and I had my sweater on there, and I see something crawling on the sweater. I was like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Mind you, I keep leaving out stuff, you guys, and I'm so sorry. When I moved into this apartment that weekend, I was so pissed because they did not clean this place. And when I had called that management company, they were like, didn't you see the place when you first looked at the place? Like, didn't you take a look at it? Because I had one chance to look at it before I actually moved in. And I'm like, yes, I did. But I also expected you guys to clean it before someone also moves in as well. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? There was like hair on the tub. The fucking tub was dirty. There was like shit all over the floor. Like, I had to like sweep the floor. Girl. So that was another thing that I was really pissed off about. Anyways, back to the whole bed situation. So I see something crawling on my sweater. I look over to my left, I see something crawling on my sweater. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I pull up my sweater. It's a fucking bed bug on my fucking sweater. I just about fucking lost it. I literally wanted to cry. I literally wanted to cry. Why? Like, this is like, was I not meant to move here? Like, was this not meant to happen for me? Why is this happening to me? So I called my friend frantically. I killed that shit. I was very careful how I killed that shit. So I literally had to kill it. I put it in like a napkin, put it in a plastic wrap, because I took a picture of it to make sure that I sent it to my management company. There's a fucking bed bug in this building, which means there might be more. Okay, so I freaked out and my friend was like, dude, I am so sorry you're going through all of this. There's other details that I'm leaving out of this, but it's like personal stuff that I can't really like tell you guys because it involves other people. So it was just, oh my god, the worst fucking situation. Like, bed bugs for me are worse than roaches, and if y'all know about bed bugs, they are worse than having a roach. Okay, I've dealt with roaches when I was younger. Nobody wants fucking bed bugs. So we had to call the company had to call an exterminator. I've never dealt with bed bugs before, so they basically are like, you have to fill out this form and send it right back to us. And the form freaked me out because it's basically saying if I don't take the proper procedures of doing all the stuff, then I have to pay for the exterminator, and I obviously don't have money to be paying for the exterminator because I'm trying to make it alive in these streets. Okay, that was a really like just tragic situation. Like, you do not want to go through that. The day that they were supposed to come and exterminate my place, they do 2 treatments. They came in, they scanned the place, and they're like, well, luckily for you, it's not infested. It looks like it could have been a straggler. It could have been from the moving truck, could have been from packages because my bed frame got delivered. Some stuff was getting delivered here. It could have been from packages. It could have been from, like, you just don't know. And I even asked my manager, I'm like, I mean, did this place have it before? Like, what's the situation? I was trying to get the 411. Yeah, so that was a situation about that. So they roll around on a Thursday, which they were supposed to do the treatment on. And basically by myself, I had to rewash all my clothes. I don't have a car. I don't have a cart. It's hot as fuck. By myself. 5 big ass loads of laundry. Huge. By myself. By myself. That was really another situation because I was just by myself. Like, it really fucking sucked. Like, you guys, I mean, thinking back on it, honestly, sometimes it gets me emotional because it was such a hard moving situation. You know, mind you, that week, because I had spent so much money on moving, buying a fridge, getting the apartment, but your girl did not have like a lot of funds. I'm keeping it honest with you. I was only able to save so much, and this happened earlier than I expected, and then having to pay for so much stuff. Like, I was like budgeting out that whole week. It was just really just frustrating and traumatic for me. It honestly was, because you know, I pretty much had to do it all alone. Like, I didn't really have help from anyone, and the only person I did have help from was my friend. And you know, I'm really thankful that he was around and was able to be like an emotional support and, you know, help the way that he could. And he really couldn't help much because his back was injured, so it was really frustrating. So I did that, and I was able to get this place treated. And luckily, since I had just moved in, I didn't unbox any of my boxes, so nothing got into my clothes, my shoes, my makeup, anything. Like, everything was sealed. When they did the treatment, I actually ended up finding probably like 2 or 3 extra of them in like in random places. But since then, nothing. And even after that, I probably waited about 3 weeks to basically unbox my stuff out of boxes because I was so paranoid and scared. And even now, I'm like so paranoid, and I like notice any tiny little thing that looks like a tiny little thing in my place. So that was very traumatizing. So I was sleeping on an air mattress. I had bed bugs. Oh, also my fucking neighbors upstairs, they had kids running around up amok, and that was driving me crazy because it would be like 11:30 at night, and these kids were like boom, 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 boom. So that was also not fun because resting was not easy here. And even throughout the day, if I wanted to take a nap, I couldn't do that. Like, it was crazy. I got to the point I had to literally go upstairs and talk to my neighbors, and then I had to take it up to management. It was crazy. What else? I had a water leak within the same week that I was living here, so that was also really frustrating, and it went downstairs into my neighbor, so I felt really bad. Like, it was just crazy, y'all. It was fucking crazy. But luckily, throughout it all, and this was probably like the first 2 weeks was just completely fucking horrible. You know, I had my family support, and I had my best friend supporting me, and you know, people that were able to like help me out and you know, lend in hand. And people were like, you know, hey, we want to help you get stuff for your apartment. So I'm really appreciative of my family that actually helped me get stuff for my place, and my best friend, she hooked it up, helped me get stuff from my place, and I'm really thankful for that. Like, I really appreciate it. That's another reason why I haven't done an apartment tour, because my place is not really furnished at all. I still gotta get a dresser. I gotta furnish my living room. Like, that room is all empty right now, but I'm gonna get my dresser soon, so I'm really excited about that. Maybe I'll take you guys to IKEA and do that kind of shopping with me, even though I'm just getting a dresser. But IKEA is always fun, right? So if you guys want to see that, let me know. T's actually going to be helping me out. He was the one that actually set up my bed, so I was really thankful for that as well when he came back, because he was able to help me out with some of the stuff in this place as well. But it was a traumatizing situation for me, and it really made me question myself, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, maybe I should have just moved back to Cali, because it was really stressful. And on top of that, I was just hating my job at the time too. So I was reflecting a lot and just being like, what am I doing? But I'm a fighter, and I'm that type of person that, you know, this is not gonna bring me down. And now I'm just like so happy. Like, I'm so happy. I love my apartment. I'm finally comfortable in here. I'm obsessed with my bed. It's so comfy and cozy. And yeah, I can't wait till I furnish it and I'm able to have like friends come over. I've only had one friend come over, actually a couple people come over and take a look at the place. So when everything's fully furnished, I will definitely give you guys an apartment tour. So yeah, that was my traumatizing experience about my move. I'm sorry if it was super scattered. I'm not really great at like storytelling unless like I'm right there at the moment, and there was so much stuff happening and I was just not in the greatest place. That was another reason why I wasn't filming either, because I was just like, so why is this happening to me? Why? But things are good now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to get more story times for me that are more enjoyable, more juicy, please let me know. Comment down below if you guys have ever had like a traumatizing moving experience. Yeah, let your girl know. And if you're new to my channel, what's up? Welcome. I hope you subscribe, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Mwah.